Attention flows where silence reigns. This message is not meant for the many, it is meant for the chosen ones, those who feel the stirrings of something greater within. Listen carefully, because your path is about to shift, and the guidance you receive today could awaken a power you have yet to recognize. Today we journey through the ancient corridors of Shaolin wisdom, where discipline is not punishment but liberation, and where stillness reveals truths that escape the eyes of the untrained. We explore mindfulness practices that sharpen the mind and the heart, teaching us to observe without judgment, to act with clarity, and to honor the energy that flows through every moment. You will learn how subtle forces guide your life, how quiet decisions carry weight far beyond the visible, and how mastery over emotions and impulses opens doors few ever notice. Secrets preserved in the temples for centuries show that solitude, patience, and discipline are not mere routines. They are the keys to aligning with divine guidance, the map for those willing to see what lies beneath the surface. By the end of this journey, you will understand why energy must be guarded, why attachment clouds perception, and how every action, no matter how small, resonates with the greater order of life. You will uncover teachings that reveal the hidden architecture of your own existence and glimpse the path that separates the ordinary from the truly awakened. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Here, we honor the fire within, the quiet strength that shapes destiny. Subscribe and join our journey, because those who listen, reflect, and act are the ones who carry this wisdom forward. Stay with me until the end, for the message you are about to receive is sacred, profound, and unlike anything you have encountered before. Silence is not emptiness, it is the space where truth takes shape. In the heart of the temple, the monks do not rush. They sit, breathe, and allow the world to move around them. For in stillness, the patterns of life become visible. The mind, when quiet, sees what noise often conceals, the subtle rhythms of cause and effect, the invisible threads that connect actions to consequences, and the whispers of intuition that speak louder than any clamor of the world. Many flee discomfort, seeking distraction or escape, yet it is precisely in the moments of unease that clarity is born. Shaolin masters teach that the mind must become a calm mirror, reflecting reality without distortion. When the storm rages outside, the chosen ones do not chase solutions. They remain anchored, observing the currents, waiting until insight rises naturally. Stillness is an active practice, not passive surrender. It asks for patience, for courage, and for the willingness to face what has been ignored within oneself. Emotions surface, memories stir, and the body resists, but each wave that passes without reaction brings a deeper understanding. In these quiet moments, the illusions of urgency fade, and guidance emerges not from force or desire, but from alignment with the unseen order of life. To sit with discomfort is to honor the present as it is. The chosen ones learn to listen to the soft signals of the body, the subtle nudges of intuition, and the patterns that repeat silently around them. In doing so, the mind uncovers hidden pathways, revealing choices that were invisible in the chaos. Here, in the stillness, life speaks with clarity, and the path forward becomes unmistakable, drawn not by fear or impulse, but by the quiet wisdom of presence itself. Discipline is the quiet forge, where the spirit is tempered. It is often mistaken for restriction, a burden imposed upon the will, yet true discipline is freedom in its purest form. Within the walls of the monastery, the monks rise before dawn, move with intention, and honor every repetition of their practice. Each gesture, each breath, each step is small, yet over time, these acts accumulate into a force that shapes character, sharpens perception, and strengthens the soul. The path of discipline asks for constancy, not grandeur. It is found in the simple rituals, bowing with sincerity, observing the body and mind, tending to tasks with care. Repetition is not monotony. It is a conversation with oneself, a way to cultivate resilience that will hold firm in the turbulence of life. Through this practice, the mind learns focus, the heart learns patience, and the spirit learns endurance. Ancient wisdom speaks of discipline as a sacred contract with the self and the universe. Those who honor it, who rise each day to meet their responsibilities and commitments, open channels for guidance to flow. The divine often communicates not through loud proclamations, but through the clarity and strength of a life lived with integrity. Small acts of dedication become vessels, carrying insight and understanding that could not be received otherwise. In the quiet rhythm of disciplined life, one discovers a power that cannot be taken by circumstance or fortune. It is the mastery over distraction, the sovereignty over impulses, and the patience to allow growth in its own time. Discipline transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, not through force, but through faithful attention to what is consistent, true, and necessary. The sacred force of discipline is the foundation upon which inner mastery is built, a subtle yet unshakable current that guides the chosen ones toward their highest potential. Energy is the silent currency of life, flowing through every thought, word, and action. In the quiet halls of the temple, the masters teach that nothing exists in isolation. Each movement, each intention leaves a trace upon the self and the world. Energy is not seen, yet its presence is felt in the stillness of meditation, in the strength of a well-placed strike, in the calm that follows a controlled breath. To be aware of energy is to understand the subtle impact of existence. Shaolin wisdom emphasizes that cultivation is as important as protection. Just as a stream nourishes the earth when guided with care, energy must be directed with intention, preserved from waste, and nurtured through practice. The chosen ones learn that their vitality is finite, yet immeasurably powerful when concentrated. Careless thoughts, anger, or distraction scatter it. Focus, discipline, and mindful action strengthen it. Energy is also relational. It flows between people, places, and situations. The masters observe this, teaching that awareness of energy allows one to navigate life with discernment. Those attuned can sense when forces are aligned or opposed, when a path will uplift or drain. By recognizing these currents, the chosen ones act not from impulse but from insight, reserving their strength for what truly matters. The cultivation of energy begins within. Breath, posture, movement, and stillness become tools to refine and sustain it. Daily rituals of mindfulness serve as channels to maintain clarity and presence. Over time, energy becomes a compass, guiding choices, shaping influence, and illuminating the deeper truths hidden in ordinary moments. To master energy is not to control life, but to harmonize with it, to move with awareness, to act with precision, and to honor the invisible forces that shape both the self and the world around. Intuition is the quiet voice that speaks beneath the noise of the mind. In the stillness cultivated by mindful practice, it grows sharper, like a blade honed in silence. Shaolin teachings reveal that the body and mind are not separate from wisdom, they are channels through which insight flows. When awareness is present, the subtle currents of guidance become visible, and the chosen ones learn to trust the instincts that rise naturally from within. Divine messages rarely arrive as thunder or proclamation. They whisper through feelings, impressions, and fleeting thoughts. A sudden clarity, a pause that feels right, or a gentle pull in a certain direction. These are the signs of alignment. Those who ignore them often move in circles, bound by doubt or fear. Those who listen act with precision, allowing instinct and understanding to guide action without hesitation. Acting through intuition is not impulsive. It is disciplined spontaneity, born from years of observation, reflection, and self-mastery. The masters teach that the mind must first be calm to hear the subtle signals, the heart must be steady to trust them, and the spirit must be aligned to move without resistance. Fear clouds perception, anxiety fractures intention. Clarity, however, illuminates the path, revealing opportunities that might otherwise remain unseen. The chosen ones cultivate this awareness through daily practice, through meditation, breath control, and mindful attention to every gesture. Over time, intuition becomes a compass, directing action in harmony with purpose, timing, and circumstance. Each decision rooted in inner knowing strengthens the connection to higher guidance, transforming ordinary choices into acts of insight. In this way, life becomes a conversation with the unseen, a dance between observation and action, where each step taken with clarity echoes the deeper wisdom that lies beneath the surface of the world. Emotions are the rivers that run through the mind, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, but always shaping the landscape of experience. Shaolin masters teach that to be swept away by anger, fear, or doubt is to surrender the very power one seeks to cultivate. These feelings are not enemies, they are signals, messages from within, guiding attention to what requires understanding or balance. Personal mastery begins with observation. The chosen ones learn to witness emotions as a teacher witnesses the seasons without judgment, without resistance, and without losing presence. In the quiet of reflection, the rise and fall of each feeling becomes clear. Anger reveals what has been suppressed, fear points to what is unknown, and doubt uncovers where clarity is needed. By seeing them for what they are, rather than reacting blindly, one gains authority over the inner landscape. This mastery is not a denial of emotion, but a deep engagement with it. Shaolin wisdom emphasizes the discipline of awareness, to pause before responding, to breathe through the intensity, and to act from insight rather than impulse. In this practice, resilience is built, patience is strengthened, and the mind gains the stillness necessary to discern truth from illusion. Those who cultivate control over their emotional currents find freedom. Decisions are made with clarity, relationships are guided by understanding, and energy is preserved for what truly matters. The chosen ones do not suppress or ignore feelings, they honor them, learn from them, and allow them to inform action without letting them dictate it. In this way, mastery over emotions becomes a foundation for all other practices, a steady current beneath the surface of life that supports every choice, every movement, and every step toward awakening. Solitude is not emptiness, it is a sanctuary where the mind and spirit are refined. In the teachings of Shaolin, time spent alone is revered as a crucible for transformation. Within silence, the distractions of the world fall away, leaving space to see clearly, to hear the subtle truths that are otherwise drowned in noise. The chosen ones learn that in stillness, life's patterns reveal themselves, and the seemingly ordinary carries layers of meaning waiting to be discovered. Alone, the mind begins to untangle the threads of thought, separating fleeting desires from enduring insight. Solitude becomes a mirror, reflecting both the light and shadow within. It is here that reflection deepens, where past actions are examined without judgment, and where clarity emerges from the fog of distraction. The heart, unpressured by expectation, learns patience, and the spirit finds alignment with guidance that flows beyond the visible. The practice of solitude is also purification. Energy that has been scattered in the pursuit of approval, ambition, or avoidance is gathered, examined, and restored. Shaolin masters teach that the inner world must be tended with as much care as the outer form. In quiet moments, discipline is maintained, not through force, but through awareness, and the mind cultivates resilience. Those who embrace solitude discover that strength is not only in action, but in restraint, not only in movement, but in presence. The chosen ones use silence as a tool to observe life's recurring patterns, to discern the currents beneath surface events, and to prepare for challenges with a clarity born of stillness. In these moments, connection to higher guidance deepens, insight sharpens, and the spirit grows firm, like the roots of a tree that have been nourished in unseen soil. Solitude becomes a force, quiet yet unyielding, shaping those who seek mastery into beings of discernment and power. Patience is often mistaken for passivity, yet in the teachings of Shaolin, it is one of the sharpest weapons a warrior can wield. Life moves according to a rhythm that cannot be hurried. Divine timing is subtle, and those who push ahead blindly risk missteps, while those who move with awareness find that the path opens at precisely the right moment. True patience is an active practice. It is not idle waiting, but quiet preparation. The mind sharpens, the body strengthens, and the spirit aligns with the currents of circumstance. Every day becomes an opportunity to cultivate presence, to refine skills, and to observe the world without attachment to immediate results. In this way, patience becomes a form of mastery, a discipline that transforms anticipation into readiness and waiting into intentional action. The chosen ones learn to recognize the signs of timing, to sense when a moment is right for movement and when it is best to remain still. Each delay, each pause, is not an obstacle but a lesson in discernment. Energy is preserved, insight deepens, and the clarity to act emerges naturally, unforced and unhurried. Patience also cultivates resilience. Challenges that seem long and burdensome are revealed, in hindsight, as shaping forces that prepare the mind and heart for the responsibilities to come. The masters teach that those who understand timing do not chase opportunity, they attract it by being ready when it appears. In embracing patience, the chosen ones discover that power lies not in speed but in alignment. The mind becomes calm, decisions gain precision, and every action resonates with purpose. Patience in this sense is a weapon not of force but of insight, quiet, deliberate, and unyielding. It is the skill of moving in harmony with life's hidden rhythms, allowing destiny to unfold with grace and mastery. Clarity is born in the stillness of attention. Shaolin wisdom teaches that to see clearly, one must first observe without judgment, allowing reality to reveal itself as it is, not as the mind wishes it to be. The world is layered with subtle forces, patterns, and movements that are invisible to the hurried or distracted eye. Only through careful, deliberate observation can these currents be discerned. In the temple, masters watch everything with precision. The sway of the branches, the ripple of water, the rhythm of the body. This practice extends inward as well. Thoughts, emotions, and impulses are observed with the same meticulous care, not to suppress them, but to understand their origin and influence. The chosen ones learn that clarity does not come from force, but from witnessing, from allowing events to speak, and from listening to the quiet signals of the self and surroundings. Observation becomes a form of power. By noting the hidden patterns in interactions, the subtle shifts in energy, and the recurring cycles of life, one gains insight into the forces shaping destiny. The chosen ones recognize that what is visible is often only a fraction of the whole. Beneath the surface, unseen influences guide choices, opportunities, and outcomes. Awareness of these forces allows action with discernment rather than reaction, enabling mastery over circumstances rather than submission to them. This precision of perception is cultivated through discipline and presence. Every breath, every movement, every moment becomes an opportunity to practice mindful attention. Over time, the mind learns to filter illusion from truth, to detect subtle cues, and to respond with insight rather than impulse. In this way, clarity through observation becomes both shield and compass, guiding the chosen ones along a path shaped not by chance but by understanding, intention, and the quiet mastery of what is truly real. Attachment is the shadow that clouds perception and binds the spirit. Shaolin teachings remind us that when the mind clings to a specific outcome, it loses the freedom to act with clarity and presence. Effort becomes weighed down by expectation, and even the most disciplined practice can falter under the weight of desire. The chosen ones learn that true power arises not from grasping, but from release. Detachment does not mean indifference. It is a subtle art, a practice of engaging fully while surrendering the need to control the result. Each action is performed with precision, awareness, and intention, yet without obsession over how it will manifest. The mind, unclouded by fear or longing, moves freely like water flowing around obstacles. In this state, insight deepens, energy is preserved, and the heart remains steady, unshaken by success or failure. The masters teach that the universe has its own rhythm and the path unfolds according to a wisdom far greater than any single plan. Those who act with detachment trust this flow, understanding that the timing, consequences, and lessons of life are often invisible in the present moment. By releasing control over outcomes, the chosen ones align themselves with forces that guide beyond the visible, stepping into the currents of destiny rather than resisting them. Detachment strengthens discipline and deepens mastery. It allows the mind to act with precision, the body to move with purpose, and the spirit to remain centered in every circumstance. Actions become expressions of clarity rather than reactions to fear or desire. In embracing this principle, the chosen ones cultivate a power that is steady, resilient, and attuned to the unfolding of life. They learn to act with courage, to release with grace, and to trust that each step taken without attachment carries them closer to the realization of their highest potential. Knowledge is like fire held in the hand. It is potent yet powerless unless it is directed and nurtured. Shaolin wisdom teaches that understanding alone does not transform life. It is the application of insight that shapes character, strengthens spirit, and influences the world. The chosen ones learn that each lesson, each teaching, must find its place in daily practice, in the quiet moments where discipline and intention meet action. Personal mastery is born in consistency. The smallest gestures, how one breathes, how one moves, how one responds, become the building blocks of transformation when repeated with awareness. Ancient masters speak of this as a river shaping stone. Each drop alone seems insignificant, but over time it carves paths, reveals patterns, and forms landscapes that endure. Life mirrors this rhythm. Small, disciplined acts, aligned with understanding, compound into strength, clarity, and insight. Integration requires responsibility. Knowledge carries a weight. Wisdom demands action. The guidance given to the chosen ones is not passive advice. It is a summons to awaken, to step into alignment with higher principles, and to act with discernment and courage. Every choice matters. Every response leaves an imprint, and every effort contributes to the unfolding of purpose. Ignoring this responsibility diminishes potential, while embracing it amplifies influence and power. To honor this path is to live intentionally, to move through the world with awareness, and to cultivate mastery not only in solitude or ritual, but in the ordinary moments of life. Here the teachings are not abstract. They are lived, embodied, and expressed through consistent practice. God's message is clear. Awakening is not a gift to be hoarded. It is a responsibility to be exercised. The chosen ones learn that by integrating knowledge into action and honoring the power within, they step fully into their destiny, carrying wisdom into every thought, gesture, and choice. Every lesson shared today points to a simple truth: stillness, discipline, awareness, patience, and detachment are more than practices. They are the keys to personal transformation. They guide the mind, strengthen the spirit, and open the heart to wisdom that is often hidden beneath the surface of daily life. With this guidance comes responsibility. Receiving insight is sacred, and the chosen ones are called not just to understand, but to live it fully. Each choice, each action carries the imprint of this knowledge. To honor it is to honor yourself and the path you are walking. This message is a spark. Guard it, honor it, and let it ignite your path to mastery. Allow it to guide your thoughts, shape your actions, and illuminate the moments where clarity and purpose are needed most. Take these teachings into your daily life. Sit in stillness when the world demands motion. Move with discipline, even when ease tempts you. Observe with awareness, act with patience, and release attachment to outcomes. In these small but consistent practices, transformation grows quietly, steadily, and powerfully. Thank you for being present and walking this path with us today. If this message resonated, join our journey and continue exploring the wisdom of the ancients. Like, subscribe, and stay connected with Shaolin Soulfire, where the fire within is nurtured and mastery becomes a living practice.